Let me tell you a story. When I first came to California, I gathered many fast acquaintances, whom I hoped would one day become good friends. One of these, a film producer of some note, had a big house on a hill in a fancy part of town. On a hot day in July, I floated in a pool at this man's house, seeking relief from the heat, while nearby a dozen or so actors, directors, or otherwise people in the business of making movies talked and lounged and drank and smoked cigarettes. From the relative quiet of the pool, I watched and listened to my new presumptive friends, and I found myself uncomfortable, uneasy. Celebrity gossip was quoted aloud, and then confirmed as fact by others who had heard the same gossip. One actress in high heels and a string bikini vouched for the fact that a famous actor was indeed a homosexual. She had confirmed it herself, personally. A shirtless male model with a quintessential California surfer physique declared that a famous female model, whom he had dated, was a really nasty person. And a tall, imposing director of fairly successful horror movies claimed that a famous comedian was the only one who told the truth in this country, which, by the way, is going straight to hell. There was general agreement all around to that statement. One guest had brought their younger brother to the party. He was 18 and awkward, and sat alone in a corner, awed by the apparent glamour of the people at the party. He'd been given a beer and a cigarette, and he did his best to look comfortable smoking it. My unease had grown into disgust. I noticed my pulse was elevated, and I felt a sense of superiority wash over me. I was better than these people, I thought. It wasn't their wealth or their beauty. These are spiritually neutral affectations, both useful when used for the inspiration and betterment of others. But here, with these people, and it was then, in the midst of my ego trip, that my thoughts were interrupted by a sound. A jet plane flew directly overhead. We were high in the hills, and the jet's engines sounded as if they were right on top of us. Loud, screeching, growing in volume. As the cacophony reached its peak, the sun reflected off the shiny bottom of the plane directly into my eyes, blinding me, and a sudden knowing flashed into my brain. They are all on the path, and so am I. We are all on a path of unfoldment, ever upwards towards union. And then a voice of infinite kindness came into my head. You are not here to judge, but to love only. Just love. And you know what? I did. I loved them all enormously. The feeling was overwhelming. I loved them all completely. And as soon as I did, in that instant, another feeling overtook me. One of discord, a sense of dissonance, disharmony, and the voice again just as clear and kind as before. These are not your people. My inflated ego, my sense of superiority, was gone. I felt only love now, everywhere. A smile came to my face. I got out of the pool, dried off, and left the party before the food was even served. Back home, I sat in silence for some time. When I was ready, I asked a question of the silence. This was the answer. You entered a realm of wisdom with your vision today. Just that, nothing more, nothing less. You saw clearly people, events, words, actions, humankind, all as it is, you saw them where they are. The disgust you felt was fear, suffocating itself. Your sense of superiority? Also fear, for you are left out, isolated, not one of them. Indeed, they are not your people. But you are no better than they. You wish for belonging, a belonging you will not find on this earth plane. That knowing isolates you, it fills you with dread, and it is your ego's desire to sublimate your terror. You are not involved in their baseness, a word we use with love, with kindness, for all humans must forge through centuries of rungs on the spiral ladder, ever upwards to union. You have been there. You do not wish to return. You are on your own path, now, alone. Travel it. But remember well the love that you felt for them, for that love is real. They are your brothers, sisters, lovers, each trying to be the best he can be on his respective path, each doing the best she knows how to do, considering the level of her unfoldment. Be kind, dear child. Be ever kind. You are not on their level of unfoldment, yet you agreed to be here to support their efforts. Do not judge, but love only. You are kind. That is why your heart bleeds. You writhe that your pain is not their path, that you are not where they are. It is not for you to recall where you are on the path. Your mind could not withstand the knowledge. That is a blessing. Indeed, you are not there where they are, and that discord disturbs your inner essence. Yourself knows intuitively that you are not where they reside. Still, you must interact with them, live with them, love with them. See them where they are and love them regardless. That is human life. For although you struggle to understand this concept, you are in this life. You are not of this life. You must love them, even though you cry in your heart as you see them on their first rungs of the ladder. Keep walking higher, ever higher. You cannot, must not descend to their level. Yes, live amongst them. Extend the hand to lift them when possible, though you must not cast your pearls before swine in doing so. Know truly that eventually it is they who must make the effort to rise above their base level, to climb to the next rung, ever upward. You cannot do that for them. Your task is forevermore to ascend. You find yourself on earth plane. That is as it should be. Live, love, keep your own counsel. Others do not understand your wisdom, your tears, nor your reclamations. But know that you are profoundly loved through all. You have touched the light. You have seen the great brilliance. Do not fall before it as if it be a phantom, for it is you. Sleep well, dear one, in your ocean of light.